Straight ahead on CCX News, gun bills back up for discussion. A local lawmaker is set to pitch his on Monday. Plus, what realtors are calling a tilted housing market.
The amount of homes right now that are out there compared to the amount of buyers is as one-sided as I have ever seen.
And a unique way to celebrate the seasons thanks to a crystal dance company. CCX News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. The gun debate continues in Minnesota and across the nation with local lawmakers involved.
The House of Representatives heard 2 new gun proposals Thursday in St. Paul. Eric Nelson joins us now with more on that. Eric?
Yeah, Alex and Mike, the gun safety bills did not get too far. Both were quickly tabled at the state capitol by House Republicans. One measure proposed expanding state background checks, while the other would have allowed police or family members to get a gun violence protective order from the court to keep weapons away from a potentially dangerous person.
Obviously, there's much more work to be done. I think this committee, I know that I want to hear more about this from other testifiers.
Either they are seriously engaged in trying to figure out a way to make it work, or they were simply looking for a facade to make it look like they were trying, but really just had an excuse to table the bill.
On Thursday, there was a rally at the Capitol. Pro-gun supporters and those wanting more gun control both showed up to state their cases. DFL Senator Ron Latz has long been in favor of tougher gun laws. Latz will be in St. Paul on Monday pitching his new bill. Latz wants to raise the minimum age from 18 to 21 for anyone buying a military-style assault weapon. But he knows passing gun control laws are never easy because of the NRA's clout.
Let's be clear who the NRA is here. They're not speaking on behalf of all the sportsmen and women. They're not speaking on behalf of all gun owners anymore. They're speaking on behalf of the gun manufacturers that don't want to have any restrictions on anything. They just want to sell guns and make money. Well, how many more kids are going to have to die while they're making profits off of it?
Now, Latz says he would support a total ban on assault rifles, but believes that is not a battle gun control proponents can win at this point in time. Alex and Mike?
All right, thank you. A longtime instructor at a local college is the victim of what police say is a gut-wrenching case of distracted driving. Rob Bursick has served as a biology instructor at North Hennepin Community College for the past 20 years. He was killed when police say a truck traveling at 63 miles an hour rear-ended Bursick's car, which was stopped at a traffic light in Lake Elmo. The police say video from inside the truck driver's cab proved what happened.
Make no mistake about it, we believe this crash was caused because the driver of the semi was paying attention to his phone and looking at his phone rather than driving, and ran right into the back of Mr. Bursick, tragically killing him.
A statement from North Hennepin Community College President Barbara McDonald says Rob will be greatly missed by his colleagues. She says he has touched the lives of so many and will be remembered for his passion for the sciences, his commitment to students, and his ability to inspire those around him. Bursick is survived by his wife and 3 children.
Those who work with youth can be the first line of defense when it comes to preventing sex trafficking. More than 200 youth workers from schools, recreation programs, and police departments gathered in Brooklyn Park Friday to learn more about the warning signs and laws when it comes to human trafficking. It's a problem that touches every corner of Minnesota, not just urban and suburban areas. Some of the key warning signs can be if a child or teenager starts to dress differently, or their schedule changes and they're gone for long periods of time.
We know in all types of youth intervention work, the earlier you can intervene, the better the prognosis. The deeper kids get into situations, the harder it is to get them out of it.
State lawmakers and law enforcement officers also took part in a forum to address risk factors that impact nearly 1 in 5 young people in Minnesota. The real estate market has been on a roll in recent years, with starter homes often sold before the sign ever goes up in the yard.
And this year is shaping up to be no different, with pent-up demand not satisfying a market with little inventory. Reporter Shannon Slatton explains why it's such a tilted market.
Starter homes are selling like hotcakes right now. with houses getting multiple offers and going for higher than the listing price.
And I'm going to say the typical home right now, if it's under $250 for the most part, is getting probably a half dozen offers. I've seen as high as 23 offers, and I've seen houses go for as high as $50,000 over the list price.
Local realtor Jerry MOSCOWITZ says he's never seen anything like it.
We've seen seller markets before and buyer markets in the past, but the amount of homes right now that are out there compared to the amount of buyers is as one-sided as I have ever seen.
The numbers tell the story here. First, let's look at our larger cities. At the time of our newscast, there are 20 homes for sale under $350,000 in Brooklyn Park, 11 in Plymouth, and only 6 in Maple Grove. Taking a look at smaller suburbs, which usually have several starter homes, it's a similar picture. There are currently only 8 listed for sale in Robbinsdale, 5 in Crystal, and 2 in New Hope. Those numbers reflect all homes on the market at every price point. There's simply not much to choose from.
If you're not seeing a house in the first couple of days, more than likely it's gone. We're seeing probably in this area 75 to 90% of the homes that are coming on the market are gone within the first week. And we're almost at a point where if a house is on the market for a week, we wonder what's wrong with it.
The winners of this tilted market include homes that are on busy streets or not in the best of locations. In a market where houses are tough to find, these houses might sell more quickly than they would have otherwise. Shannon Slatton, CCX News.
The losers are first-time home buyers who could have a harder time finding the house they want. And if you do want to have your offer accepted, it's recommended you write a very seller-friendly offer with a flexible closing date. In Plymouth, new single-family homes are proposed in an area that's quickly getting built up along the city's western border. The developer is proposing 45 new homes in an area along Brockton Lane. City Council raised concerns about the need to rebuild Brockton Lane given the number of homes being built along that road. City Council did approve preliminary plans for the new home. A Valentine's Day may have come and gone, but a local flower distributor is busy gearing up for a big holiday that's coming up next week.
Staff members from Len Bush Roses in Plymouth are busy putting together special floral arrangements for International Women's Day on March 8th. The holiday dates back to the early 1900s and is designed to celebrate the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. The day also marks a call to action for accelerating gender parity.
We wanted to create a beautiful bouquet that we could put into the stores, into our customers' hands for their customers to be able to pass on and say thank you to somebody. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you for your service to our community. Thank you for what you've done in your business. Thank you for even just the simple things like a working mom who is working hard to make everyday life better for her family.
You can find the bouquets next week at independent floral shops and grocery stores such as Coburn's and Cub Foods. Still ahead, a highly visual and dramatic way to celebrate the season. It involves a local dance company.
Plus, Maple Grove battles Centennial for a spot in the state boys hockey tournament.
But first, a relatively warm weather weekend. Temperatures could approach 50.
Well, if you're a little tired of winter, a dance company based in Crystal wants to treat you to a taste of spring.
Kata Dance Theater will show off all 6 seasons of India in a performance this weekend. Shannon Slatton has a glimpse of what you'll see.
Rita Mustafi of Crystal has a warm presence and a passion for dance. For 30 years, she's taught dancers a classical dance of northern India through the nonprofit she founded, Kata Dance Theater.
Namaste means greetings to you. I bow to you.
Today, she's warming up a crowd of students and seniors before showtime and explaining some of what the audience will see.
Peacock looking at the rain cloud. This is the only classical dance style of India that has been enriched by both Indian and Persian cultures.
This show is called The Seasons and is inspired by poetry written 17 centuries ago.
What a couple feels in each of those seasons and what we all go through the journey of life.
The audience can follow the change in the seasons as dancers move from the bright colors of autumn to winter white. The combination of facial expressions, hand gestures, and rhythm to tell a story are all elements of Kathak dance.
It's coming from Kathakar, it's a Sanskrit name, and what it means is a storyteller. So acting is a major aspect, one of the main aspects of Kathak.
Anurag Sharma from Plymouth is the male lead. He got hooked on this style of dancing in 2004.
We always have different avenues for a stress relief. We go to gym, we go do yoga, do meditation. This was a stress reliever for me, and there's no looking back since then.
He even went to India to study Kathak dance. Artists like Anurag enjoy the footwork, the drama, and knowing that the audience will walk away with a feeling of surprise and wonder at an art form they might not have seen before.
It has its charm, so it's attracting audiences because it's a storytelling art form. And who doesn't have stories to tell?
In St. Paul, Shannon Slatton, CCX News.
There are performances tonight, that's Friday, and Saturday evening at the O'Shaughnessy at St. Catherine University in St. Paul. You can check out tickets at katadance.org. Still ahead, Park Center High School brings a taste of New York City to the stage.
But first, local wrestlers hit the mats as the individual competition begins at the state wrestling tournament. John Jacobson is in next.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. After reaching the state tournament last season, Maple Grove's boys hockey team made it back to the Section 5AA title game. They faced top seed Centennial at Aldrich Arena. Maple Grove strikes first. Braden Bartu centers to Matt Jagel. He scores for a 1-0 lead in the first period. The Cougars tied up before intermission, and early in the second, Lucas McGregor, a nifty goal there, and Centennial's up 2-1. Maple Grove draws even. Jaglow shoots. Tyler Kostelecki pokes the rebound in, and it's a 2-2 game. Jack Menny sends a great stretch pass to Carter Wagner. He goes in alone and scores, giving Centennial the lead again. It's 3-2 after 2. Early third period, Kostelecki gets a step on the defenseman and scores from the sharp angle, and we are tied at 3. But then Centennial's Will Francis chips in a goal from behind the red line, putting the Cougars back on top. They get 2 more unanswered goals. Centennial, the section champion, with a 6-4 win. In Section 2A, Breck looking to knock off top-seeded Orono in the final. Late first period, Orono's Landon Wittenberg lets a shot fly from the point that finds the back of the net. It's 1-0 Spartans after 1. Same score in the third period when Breck's Matthew Conroy wins the draw. Back to Will Torgerson, who passes to Nick Strom, and he shoots and scores here, and the Mustangs tie the game at 1. Breck with a rush late in the third period to try to go ahead and get the go-ahead goal, but Torgerson's backhander stopped by the Orono goalie Evan Babecool, and this game goes to overtime. In OT, Orono shorthanded. They come up with a big play. Thomas Walker jams home the rebound off a Zach Simon shot. They are going wild in Orono. Spartans win at 2-1. They advance to state for the first time in 4 years. One other hockey note, there is a Try Hockey for Free event Saturday from 11:45 a.m. to 12:45 p.m. at the New Hope Ice Arena. For any boy or girl age 4 to 9 who wants to give hockey a try, he can register online through the Armstrong Cooper Youth Hockey Association. Well, after team competition Thursday, individual action started at the state wrestling tournament Friday morning. Class 3A first round action at 106 pounds. Joey Thompson of Maple Grove gets to take down on his way to a Tech Fall win over Brendan Howes of Anoka. 138 pounds and Wayzato's Mitchell Hogue tips Xavier Judge of Wilmington Kennedy for near fall points. Hogue wins 11-5. His teammate Cale Swenson wins by a pin at 106. Brett Wilson of Rogers in black at 132 pounds. He fights his way out here, gets a reversal on Theo Smith of Prior Lake, and Wilson wins 11-4. Adam Lanners of Osseo in orange at 170. John Knoll of Centennial gets around for a takedown and seals a 5-0 win. At 182 pounds, Osseo's Taylor Meisner finds himself on his back against Rowan Morgan of Moundsview. Morgan works until he's in position, gets the pin on Meisner. Osseo's Jagger Shack also lost his first-round match. Maple Grove's Adam Skogman gives up a physical takedown against Sam Horn at Eden Prairie. Horn wins their 220-pound match 5-0. Wrestling continues through the weekend. The ice will be melting soon on area lakes, so it's time to wrap up our series of ice fishing tips for the season on CCX. Here's Terry Tuma with his final tip.
Yes, we do need good equipment when we're out ice fishing. There's no question about that. Sometimes I think that there's too much emphasis on equipment. Most importantly is understanding that species of fish you're pursuing. You know, where are the food sources? How's fishing pressure affecting that? What kind of weather conditions? These are major ingredients. You know, and what we have to also understand is you get a severe cold front, the fish are going to automatically move to deep water or belly to the bottom fish. But most importantly is patience, techniques, presentations, and persistence. Too often today, because of our hurry-up society, we go out there and we fish for an hour or two and we don't catch any fish, so we blame the fish. They're not biting. They are biting someplace on that lake. Always remember, you should never come off a body of water without a fish. Some days it's going to be tough fishing, maybe one or maybe two or maybe several, but that's fishing. That's what we have to really relate to. This is the last segment of ice fishing for the ice fishing series right here on CCX Sports, but we'll be back in May talking about all different ways of catching open water fish, all species of fish in fact. So have a great ice fishing season. The best ice fishing is coming up yet, and we'll see you next May.
That's all for sports. We'll be back in a moment.
Time to fast forward to the hottest day of summer.
At Park Center High School, a musical called In the Heights will take you far away from Minnesota. Neil Persley has more in today's Weekend Showcase.
Nice. Your lottery ticket? Park Center High School is ready to debut their newly renovated theater with their winter musical In the Heights. The story transports the audience away from anything familiar in Minnesota to the hottest day of the year in a Hispanic barrio called Washington Heights in the New York City borough of Manhattan.
Basically tells the story of a Latino community and about Usnavi de la Vega and his bodega and his store and how he connects to the rest of the community.
This is the perfect musical for CCX to highlight because to a person the cast agreed that it was all about
community. Community. And so all the characters live on this one block and we're all really close and tight-knit in this community.
Neighborhood's going through like a sort of period of change almost, and all of a sudden this huge thing happens and the entire neighborhood is sort of like thrown in a way.
We sold a winner yesterday. The huge thing is that the lottery hits 96,000 and jackpot fever sweeps the barrio. Junior Stella Boma plays the beloved neighborhood abuela, Claudia.
I think she's a really special character because she wins the lottery and she's had this dream of getting out of her more suffering life and getting to really experience her dreams since she was a kid, and she finally gets to do that.
Many of the characters want to leave the barrio, although some have come back to what they know.
You want to like go off and be on your own, but also come back to the place you came from and like how that defines you as a person and as a community.
For Weekend Showcase from In the Heights at Park Center High School, Neil Persley, CCX News.
$1, $2. And that's all the news for us.
Have a good weekend.